to the second video of the books that I added from my parents' bookshelves to my Goodreads TBR. In the first video I talked about 6 books that were hardbacks. In this video I'm going to talk about another set of 6 books which are in the paperback format. Like the first video, because I don't know much about the books and the authors actually, I'm going to read the Goodreads synopsis of the books, except one, because that book is in Turkish, and of course the Goodreads synopsis is in Turkish. So I will try to explain that book in my own words. So let's get on with the books. The first book that I'm going to talk about is called The Harsh by Leon Uris. This book was published in 1984, and the Goodreads synopsis says that Leon Uris returns to the land of his acclaimed bestseller Exodus for an epic story of hate and love, vengeance and forgiveness. The Middle East is the powerful setting for the sweeping tale of a land where revenge is sacred and the hatred noble. An Arab ruler tries to save his people from destruction but cannot save them from themselves. When violence spreads like a plague across the lands of Palestine, this is the time of Harsh. This book seems like a good historical fiction book. It might contain a bit more action than I usually like, but I'm going to try this book because my father said that he liked this book very much. Second book is not in a very good condition, as you see, but it's still readable. The Icarus Agenda by Robert Lodlum. This book was published in 1988. Robert Lodlum is also the author of the famous Jason Bourne series. Colorado Congressman Evan Kendrick is trying to live out his term quietly when a political mole reveals his deepest secret. Kendrick was the anonymous hero who freed the hostages held by Arab terrorists in the American embassy in Moscow, and then silently disappeared. Now brought into the light, Kendrick is a target. Pursued by the terrorists, he wants out with it. Together with the beautiful woman who saved his life, Kendrick enters a deadly arena where the only currency is blood, where frightened whispers speak of violence yet to come, and where the fate of the free world may ultimately rest in the powerful hands of a mysterious figure known only as the Mahdi. It seems like an interesting book. I like political thrillers, although I haven't read much in the couple of years. And I'm very excited to read this book as well. Next, we have a horror classic, Strangers by Dean R. Koontz. This book was published in 1986. They are from different towns across the country, with different backgrounds. They have nothing in common but their dreams, full of a terror that turns night into hell and day into living nightmares. The strangers are drawn to the Tranquility Motel, deep in the heart of the desert, where they will discover a shocking truth. And I have read one book from the Koontz before. I liked it. It was a bit violent for my taste, but since then I have become accustomed to violence in books. So I think I'm very likely to enjoy this book. The fourth book is a book that I've talked about before in my reading retrospective tag. This book was bound to come because I said that I wanted to read this book forever. So it's time to add this book to my Goodreads TBR, I thought. It's called The Dark Arena by Maria Puzo. I have the Turkish translation. The title of the Turkish translation is called Karanlık Güneş. It's not a very good translation because Karanlık Güneş actually means dark sun. But they have a similar vibe, I have to admit. So it's okay. This book was published in 1955. This is the oldest book in this video series. The synopsis says that after coming home at the end of World War II, Walter Moscow finds himself too restless for his civilian role in America. So he returns to Germany to find the woman he had once loved and to start some kind of love in a vanquished country. But ahead of Walter stretches a dark landscape of defeat and intrigue, as he succumbs to the corrupt influences of a malevolent time. Now he enters a different kind of war, one in which he must take a fateful decision between love and ambition, passion and greed and life and death. Well, it seems like a very intriguing book. I read The Godfather and really enjoyed the book. I'm one of the few people who likes the book better than the movie, so I think I will enjoy this book as well. The fifth book is called The Sword and the Scimitar. I think it's pronounced like that, I'm not really sure. By David Ball. This book was published in 2003. And it's a historical fiction book. Nico and Maria, a Maltese brother and sister, are separated when young Nico is abducted by Moorish slavers. Extraordinary events lead to him to the court of Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottoman Empire. Sultan of the Ottomans. Maria, stranded in Malta, joins the group of Jews forced by their Christian rulers to renounce their faith, who continue their rituals clandestinely. So this book takes place in the Ottoman Empire and most probably in Istanbul. I'm really interested to read this book. I also really like the cover of this book, especially the colors of the book. And as an architect, how can I not admire the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul in the cover? I think this will be a very interesting read for me. The last book that I've added to my TBR from my parents' bookshelves is a biography. It's the biography of Halide Edip adı var. A courageous woman who influenced the society and the other women during the Turkish Civil War, and played a very big role in the foundation of the Turkish Republic. This book is written by İpek Çalışlar. This is the newest book that I've added from my parents' TBR. This was published in 2010. I have read another book from İpek Çalışlar and really enjoyed her writing style. Halide Edip is also a writer, and I read many books from her when I was a teenager and really admired her writing style. Lately, I've read a very humorous detective book from her, and that shows that she was a very clever, educated woman who could make the parody of a genre. So I'm really eager to find out more about her personal life and her political views, of course. I think this will be a very good fit for Nonfiction November because I love biographies. Those 6 books were the paperbacks that I've added from my parents' bookshelf to my Goodreads TBR. I seem to have inherited reading in many genres from them as well, because there were so many books from many genres, mysteries, thrillers, romance, although I did not add any romance book in these videos because I have read all of them before, because I was a big romance reader when I was a teenager, so I could not pass them. There were plenty of non-fiction books as well. Although my father's favorite genre is historical fiction and my mother's favorite genre is mystery, they all, like myself, they read in many different genres. It was an interesting experience to learn more about their reading taste as well, and how my reading has been influenced by them, of course. So please comment down below. Are the members of your family are also avid readers like mine? Do you borrow books from them? And also, if you are a new viewer, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye! For Turkish word of the day, since in the second video I chose paperbacks, I'm going to choose paper as our Turkish word of the day. Paper means kağıt in Turkish, and kağıt is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day!